Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is my psychology and crime channel. I'd like to start by thanking all my subscribers, my viewers, for all your kind comments, for all your support, for the thoughtful, intelligent comments that you leave in the channel. I really appreciate each and every subscriber and viewer of mine. And I would like to start by saying, may the four victims rest in peace, condolence to the families, and may the correct justice be served. The case of the Idaho quadruples that happened on the 13th of November 2022, hasn't gone much further since that day. The court hasn't started, the trial hasn't started, it's just small bits and pieces of the data forensic and Brian Christopher Kohberger's alibi, which honestly doesn't make much sense to me. Nothing in this case makes sense. Nothing. If Brian Christopher Kohberger was driving that night, he could have easily handed over his route that he was driving besides the YY Park, exactly where he was driving, what time, why was his phone switched off. There are questions to be answered that we can't ignore when it comes to Brian Christopher Kohberger, because I personally do not believe that he was up to any good that night too. This is just my opinion, and I believe that Brian could have known someone in the university like Jack D, Jack S, Adam, the Sigma Chi boys. It is possible. Let's not forget what Brian was going through when this all blew up. Allegedly, he was having problems in the place he works. The professor even addressed him with the problems, like students complaining about how strict he was with grades, especially female students. He had a warning from before, and it was still ongoing, the situation. Then we had the holidays coming up. It seemed like Brian Christopher Kohberger and his father made arrangements that the father would tag along with him, because allegedly Brian doesn't like to drive by himself. So that is something that was already arranged. It has nothing to do with Brian trying to run off. When he got arrested in Pennsylvania at his home, I don't know if he knew what he was going to be accused of, what he did. Because let's be honest, when he got stopped at Indiana twice, we could clearly see that he was kind of edgy and nervous. His father even spoke about the traffic stop. Not the traffic stop, sorry. The father spoke about the SWAT team. And that was kind of strange that he mentioned that, because that wasn't part of any conversation that the officer asked him. And it didn't look like Brian wanted the father to be telling anything to the officer. Let's not forget the police officer told Brian, you were too near the front car, like you're almost into him. And he was stopped twice for that. I wonder what was going on in his mind. Was he nervous? Was he stressed? Because obviously he knew about the SWAT team and Brent Kopacka. Question is, does he know Brent Kopacka? He seems to know what has happened with the SWAT team. So my question is, could Brian Kohberger have alerted him into what was going on? How much did they know each other? Did they ever cross paths? because they live 7 minutes away from each other. And it's quite strange that it just said that Brent Kopacka had two of his roommates as hostage. There was rumors even going on that the girls, it was a girl and a boy, the two roommates figured out and understood that Brent Kopacka was involved in the Idaho 4. And that could make sense because it takes a lot for someone to take someone as hostage. It depends on the state of his mind. And honestly, I personally believe that he was suffering of mental health illnesses. You could see the symptoms of psychosis when the body cam of Brent Kopacka came out. He was seeing things that were not there. He was imagining. He was hallucinating. So definitely there was something going on with Brent Kopacka. I wonder if he could have been involved with someone in the house, the surviving roommates or the roommates. Let's not forget it was said that this was a party house. The cab driver, the local cab driver who used to drive there, said that he used to drive people there to buy rugs. He said that clearly. And you know, cab drivers would know a lot of people, a lot of things about people, because obviously they're driving the cab. If you ask them to drive somewhere and they stop, you get off the car, you come back, maybe with rugs that are smelling a bit, or maybe the way you're holding it. Cab drivers have their own training in a way. They are quite experienced in seeing people who are intoxicated, people who are on drugs, people who have weapons, different things. They have been in all kinds of situations. They've been robbed, they've been unalived. So for the driver to say that, I think that's quite serious. What was going on in 1122 Kings Road is really important to know, because let's not forget that Mr. William Thompson, the prosecutor, believed that the house was the target in the beginning. He said the residence is the target. So if that was the case, there was something in the house. Was there rugs? Was there a shakedown going on? Was maybe the organizations involved, were they upset that the rugs were destroyed? Because we heard rumors the beginning that Maddie threw something away. And if it was something worth money, obviously we know how rug dealers are. They take things seriously. They don't play with someone's money because you'll be playing with their emotions, like they say. Sometimes when I look at this case, I believe it is about money. It's about rugs. It's about jealousy. It's about anger, rage. We have the Davids. One of the Davids was using steroids. We know the side effects, how aggressive a person can be. And then most of these people were drinking. So if they were doing steroids on drinking, that's not a good combination. There was the Sigma Chi party. What happened there is the question. Because isn't it kind of strange that nobody has seen E and Zana from 9 to 1:45? So the question is, between that timing, they could have been unalived any time in that timing. We don't even know if Zana and Eaton were at home before Kaylee and Maddie. They could have been somewhere else. They could have been walking from the Sigma Chi party and something could have happened to them. According to Zana's father, Zana was at home, chilling at midnight. She was eating pizza or something. So if that is the case, could Zana and E have been attacked while they were at home? Let's not forget the front door was left open. One of the neighbors who was on his way to work noticed that. So if that was the case, that the door was left open, did the suspect use the back door to come in and maybe left from the front door? And if that was BK example, Could Bethany Funk have seen him? Because he said that she has escapatory evidence. Why was the front door left open? And then there was the one in the tripod that recorded and saw a girl hysterically running out at 2 a.m. I find that to be strange. This is for fair use purpose. This is from Plunder, one of my favorite YouTube creators. She's always on point, and she was in this case from the very beginning. Please pay attention to what she says, because this was right in the beginning of the case.
That was made on the University of Idaho's page on November 23rd. A man who is interested in photography wrote, "I just found out my remote photography group has video from a tripod that was stationed behind the house. It recorded from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. and shows a woman running from the side of the house as a truck entered the driveway. She ran away from the house and right by our tripod at approximately, almost but not completely accurate or exact, roughly 2 a.m. A group member removed the tripod, and I don't know who has the video. It is the group's right to not disclose why we record, but we would send in recordings in special circumstances." So folks are saying, whoa, call the police and give them your info. And he wrote, "Group member reported the video was sent to Idaho State Police. Our group has been removed from Facebook for various policy violations." People are questioning that comment, wondering if it's true. The guy's from Illinois, but he does talk about his remote photography group. We don't know. Was it a woman who ran from the side of the house? What truck entered the driveway? 2 a.m., this would have been right after everyone got home. We don't know how valid that report is. Right now, the latest we have from Moscow updates are from December 6th, 2022. Now we have an update for December 7th. Moscow police are apparently looking for this. Detectives are interested in speaking with the occupants of a white 2011 through 2013 Hyundai Elantra with an unknown license plate. Tips and leads have led investigators to look for additional information about a vehicle being in the immediate area of the King Street residence during the early morning hours of November 13th. Investigators believe the occupants of this vehicle may have critical information to share regarding this case. If you know of or own a vehicle matching this description, or know of anyone who may have been driving this vehicle on the days preceding or the day of the murders, please forward that info to the tip line. And they tell you where you can submit it, and they're telling us these are stock images and not the actual vehicle.
And other individuals will be going in to box up personal belongings of the people that live there. And we're going to be getting those items back to the families. It's time for us to get those things back that really mean something to those families, and hopefully to help with some of their healing.
Why do you personally want to be involved in collecting these possessions?
We have a lot of investigators investigating, and I'm not tied into the investigation side of it where I'm physically interviewing people, and it's important to me. It's important for us as a department to go in and take care of the families and get the items for them so that they can have some of those back and some of those memories back that are fond memories. And I'm a dad. I understand the meaning behind some of those things. It may be something that we gave one of our children or something, and we're just trying to bring some of that healing.
As people learn about this stage of the investigation, what do you want to say about where you're at with the investigation?
We're at that point in the investigation. We're still gathering information. We're still gathering tips. We're still gathering evidence. We're still doing everything we need to do. But there also comes a point in time when the family needs to have those belongings back, the ones that we can get them back. They've asked for some of those things back. So we're ready to take care of that for them.
The house is
So those are two important things. let's start with the fact that there was a group from Illinois, Chicago, that had a tripod. They were recording it, and while they were recording, they came across the fact that somebody was running out from the, I think, sliding door. A woman was running at 2 a.m. hysterically. So the question is, I think their tripod is behind the house, and they put that on Facebook. They said they gave that to the FBI, and their channel or the stuff were removed from Facebook because of violations of certain rules. I think they're putting in too much deeper information that their Facebook did not appreciate it. But they said that they have given the footage to the FBI. So I wonder what was seen in that footage. They're saying a blonde young woman was running hysterically. I wonder if that could be BF or DM, especially BF, at 2 a.m. Isn't that interesting? Because remember what Stacey Chapin, E's mother, said. She said 2 a.m. is the hardest time for a family. I wonder if something happened at 2 a.m. because now we have the mother saying that 2 a.m. is the hardest time for the family. We have the grub truck video where the students were yelling out Xana's name at around 2 a.m. We have this young woman running from the house at 2 a.m. So something was definitely happening at 2 a.m. And then we have the body cam from Taylor Avenue, the Banfield, at 3 a.m., close to 3 a.m. You have the woman yelling, "Stop it, stop," at 2:54. The last calls to Jack D from Maddie and Kaylee were at 2:52. So at 2:54, we have a female yelling. Kind of strange, right after they call Jack D, a female was yelling. It sounded like it came from the direction of 1122 Kings Road. Sorry about that, my cat is playing around with my furniture. But basically what it is something was happening at 2 a.m., without a doubt. And something was happening around 2, from 2:52 right up to 3:17. I've always said that. The reason I say that is 2:54, you have the female yelling, "Stop it, stop." 2:52 was the last phone calls Maddie and Kaylee made to Jack D. At 3:01, we have the black truck driving in front of Banfield, and it looked like it came from the direction of the Queens Road. At 3:12, you have the 4 or 5 figures running. So a lot has been happening between 3 to 3:17. You see a lot of movements around there. So I personally do not believe the second timeline. I believe the first timeline that something happened between 3 to 4. I would say more like 2 to 3:30. I don't think anything happened at 4 o'clock personally. The reason I don't believe that is even when you listen to, what's it called? If you listen to the coroner, she says that they were pronounced unalived after 2 a.m. If it was around 4, she would have said that. She would have brought the timeline closer to that. I think basically she was not supposed to talk. Everything went south. She wasn't supposed to talk. She was supposed to confirm everything and address all her statements to law enforcement and the FBI and the detectives, and they would have taken it from there. But this case was from the beginning, it was a shish. They didn't want to say anything about this case from the beginning. Let's not forget the unalivings, the quadruples happened at 2. No, sorry, it happened between 4 to 4:25 according to them. According to the previous timeline, 3 to 4. But what could have happened for the surviving roommates to take 8 to 9 hours to call the police? The police did not announce this to the media till 3, 4 in the afternoon. is when the vandals alert was put out. So the police had from 11:58, that's 12 o'clock, right up to 3-4. They had another 3-4 hours to remove, I believe, to remove the bodies from the house. We have the neighbor who said that that he saw ambulances and police in front of the house. And I think that he said it was around 10 a.m. I have to find that. So we have people actually talking about the fact that the police did not announce this till 3 in the afternoon. So what were the police doing between 11:58 to 3-4? Aren't they supposed to alert the public? Because there's already someone who's done a horrific quadruple, who's on the loose, could have easily got someone else because they don't know what or who they're dealing with. Find that to be strange that nothing was done about that. But I'm very interested in the light that I just showed y'all that is coming from 1122 Kings Road. You can see that. Many people have argued that that light is the toilet light or the bedroom light on the third floor, but I don't think so. I think it's a car because you see the car moving and the light is really strong. It's a flashlight, the front headlights of the car, because you see it moving downwards. And what is strange is after you see it moving downwards, it passes by Banfield at the alcohol stop, and I think it's that black truck. When you look at the timing, it makes sense. It's 3:01. We have the fact that we have this light that is on. It looks like a car light. And the fact that at 2 a.m., the tripod recorded someone, a woman running hysterically out of the house from the back door. So you can see there's a lot of movements going on between 2, 3:16. 3:12 is when the 4 figures were running. 3:16, I think, is when the whole body cam was done, or a bit before that. So there was a lot of movements from Sigma Chi direction to 1122 Kings Road. You can see the car coming down, driving down the hill. I wonder if something happened to Maddie and Kaylee then. I believe that E and Zana were already gone, were already deleted. May God bless their souls. This is two separate targets, two separate crimes. I've always said that, and I still believe that. I've said that from day one. Because when you look at the timelines, it does not make sense. I believe Kaylee and Maddie were deleted later, and the other two, the couple was deleted before. Nobody knows of the timeline of E and Zana from 9 to 1:45. The rest is all assumptions, because when Zana spoke to her father at 12 at midnight, she said she was going to be at home eating and chilling. She could have gone out. She could have been called out to the party. Maybe E was at the party and Zana went to escort him out. Something definitely happened. But then we have E is Swen. His mother told the FBI and told everyone that at 2:10 or 2:15, her son got a text message from E saying that he was at the Sigma Chi party. And the mother said that she told the FBI, but it's strange that the FBI and Idaho Moscow police are not putting that up in the timeline of E and Zana. I think the 911 call and the timeline of E and Zana would actually blow this whole case apart. Because I believe E and Zana was something to do with the Sigma Chi. The girls had something to do with Jack D, possibly an organization, because there are a lot of people running around in the grub truck, strange people like the guy in the tracksuit texting hoodie guy Shawalter, looking at the girls. With Zana, with Maddie and Kaylee, I think they found out something that they shouldn't have found out, whether it's trafficking, whether it's human trafficking, whatever it could be, they found out something that they were not supposed to repeat. Because that is the reason I believe Jack Showalter is saying, Maddie, what did he tell Adam? No, it was sorry. He said, you know they're going to get you for that, Maddie. And that's the time Kaylee says, Maddie, what did he tell Adam? And Maddie said, I told Adam like everything. What is everything? What was not supposed to be said to Adam is the question. I don't understand why the Congalvis family is saying that Adam is just a friend and it has nothing to do with it. Just the words has everything. You know they're going to get you for that, Maddie. Why were they going to get Maddie? For what? And they did get Maddie. So what was this about? I think there are many people involved in this case. Many people. Something was definitely going on, I personally believe, in the Queen's apartment. Maybe fights were going on there. Maybe they dragged the students in, God forbid. But something was happening in Queen's apartment because 1.5 weeks after the quadruples, you see the police extending the crime scene around towards Queen's apartment and those areas. So I wonder what happened at Queen's apartment. Inan Harsh himself keeps on saying that he heard a scream. He said it was a faint scream, and at times he says really weird things about the scream. Nothing to do with the proper scream, saying things that are not worth even mentioning. But he heard a scream according to him. And he would know because he lives in Queen's apartment. I'm sure the whole of Queen's apartment, Linda Lane, all those people were actually hearing and listening to what was going on. Although there was parties and all, there wasn't many parties in that area, allegedly, besides Matt's party. The music and the noise was coming from Sigma Chi's party. That's what the driver who drove Kaylee and Maddie said himself. When he dropped them off home, I assumed they went inside. They took the dog Murphy out for potty. That's according to Kaylee's sister Alvera, and she said that she saw that through the neighbor's footage. They took their dog out to potty. They came home and they locked the door, according to Alvera. So could it be possible when they went out to let the dog to potty, somebody came inside? Somebody was hiding and already waiting for them? Or could the surviving roommates have let them in? It's one or the other. Either the door was locked and the surviving roommates let them in, or either they forgot to lock the door and someone came inside. But the front door was used to leave because 8:30, the front door was wide open. Quite strange. But I wonder, the black truck that was driving there at 3 a.m., I think that is the light we see. Who was in that truck? Was it actually Dylan's car that everyone is guessing? Because we've seen her with the picture standing in front of a truck with the keys in her hand. So was that the same truck? Could it have been the bad guys, some organizations that came? Something was definitely going on. And we heard a female yelling, "Stop it, stop." Please let me know what you'll think in the comments. I wish everyone a happy weekend. This clip I'll be loading up in my mental health and crime channel, but please subscribe to my psychology and crime channel. I've started building that one. I eventually have all intentions of migrating to that channel, hopefully. But this channel, I have a lot of important stuff in it. So I'm working on both of my channels, but please check on that channel too, because I'm uploading. I've uploaded the last couple of days on that channel. There's some interesting stuff there, and I'll be uploading more. Have a lovely day. May the 4 victims rest in peace. May the correct justice be served. And I hope someone has guilty conscience and starts shocking. It seems like Idaho Moscow are all a gang together, because when Ann Taylor tried to do the survey, they contacted Bill Thompson, William Thompson, the prosecutor, and told him about it. I don't understand what's going on with the prosecutor and the people, the students in Idaho, Moscow. It just looks like they want to take down Brian Christopher Kohberger for this crime. But the question is, did he do it or not? If he didn't do it, he's entitled to full justice. This isn't fair for anyone. They need to track, okay, his car was driving around the area. Did y'all actually see him parking the car, getting off, going inside, doing it? Where's the weapon? We know of enough people. This is a hunting town, let's not forget. Mr. Jack Showalter, we've seen him with K-bars. The picture we saw of him hunting, he had 2 K-bars on the floor, on the ground. He wasn't very satisfied with the girls. The girls left him. He was upset. He threw his hand up when he saw that they left without him. Could he have gone there? Let's not forget, Jack Showalter lives in Queen's apartment, so it's a 2-minute walk, a 1-minute walk for him to go up to the girl's house. He definitely knows Murphy. Jack D could have come back. He could have jumped from his room, because his room is on the back side, and then he could have come in front of the house. He has a habit of standing on the roof, we know of. I noticed something, that there's cups and beer bottle lying in the living room the day the students unfortunately got unalived. So was there a little gathering? Did Zana invite somebody over? And what happened in the party that Kaylee went to, the Alpha Phi party? I wonder if anything stirred up from there that led to this next day. Let me know what y'all think. And remember, Psychology and Crime is my new channel. I'll put the link up in the community channel. I hope everyone's having a lovely weekend. Stay blessed. And I'll see you on my other channel, since I'm uploading more there.